Hey kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Quattro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. And that is a hell of an intro. Shout out to Red Squirrel for making that absolutely incredible, beautiful explanation of some of the cool things we got going on in our universe at antigravityproject.io, agproject.io. It's kind of confusing because we talk about dark matter, we talk about anti-gravity, we talk about some other things inside, but basically anti-gravity project is the umbrella that covers the token, the NFT, and the story in the community. So anti-gravity project is the project. Dark matter token on Pulse Chain, that is the token that we use in the rest of the ecosystem. So that token kind of ties everything together. There's less than 1 million of them. Good luck if you don't have them already. They're cheap today, very, very cheap today. $5 or $6 for a token. Absolutely insane. The link to join us on our Telegram, on X, and here in comments right there. Steve Stash says, morning. Good morning, Steve Stash. Good to see you, buddy. Elizabeth Mack is in the house. Good morning. One of the previous winners of our art contest, J4 art contest to be exact. So it's great to see her here. Representing Randy Olarski and No Permissions group right here. Right now you can buy your tickets to go down to his conference in Panama in January. He's got a deal going on for the next 5 days. So if you get your tickets in the next 5 days, if you're planning on doing that and you want to do that, you will save like $150 off of his VIP tickets. So definitely worth checking out. I went last year. I absolutely enjoyed it. I'm going to try to make it this year again. It just depends on what happens in the markets. These markets are, we in the past, the altcoin season wasn't kicked off at this point in the cycles, but it was warming up. It was ramping up. And we have been at the bottom of the ocean in Pulse Chain with Hex, with Pulse Chain, with PulseX, with Ink. I mean, yeah, we're up from the bottom, but I would consider us, we're still on the ocean floor since we're into, ocean stuff. Anyways, we're hopefully going to be making a lot more money this go around. It'll probably be a lot faster, the bull run this time than before. XT says, ahoy mates, I'm at the unlimited hydroplane races on the mighty Columbia River. LF1, let's F1 F and go. Red Squirrel's in the house. I don't know if I can't believe you're late. Red Squirrel's usually the first one to jump in and say, oi, oi, Pops. He's a little bit late, but we used for the intro, we've been playing the really, really cool topographical universe video that you made. Absolutely love it. So anyways, yeah, I was going to jump into a few things. Yesterday, we had our F1 stream with me and Triplet Dad. Matt War couldn't make it yesterday. He couldn't make it today either. I did send a link to Triplet Dad, so just in case he gets home and has the time to pull out his laptop and join us, he should be here too. But basically, Matt War had first pick. And so Matt War, actually, no, he gets second pick this time. Okay, so anyways, he had first pick. He picked Oscar Piastri as getting pole position after qualifiers, or Qualiez, as we say here in the title, Qualiez. He chose Oscar Piastri. And then Triplet Dad chose Max Verstappen, which is usually the favorite on that track, especially if it's wet. And then I picked up Lando Norris because he was, the third most obvious choice. Lando won. So that means at this point, both Matt War and Triplet Dad need to send $20 of dark over to the mystery box. And that means that the last to qualify, let me pull it up right here. I'll share the screen with you guys here. Freeze my cute little face with my eyes closed. There we go. Yeah, so on F1, as you can see, Lando Norris came out first, Oscar Piastri second, Max Verstappen fourth. So Triplet Dad actually gets to choose who he thinks is going to win first place on the podium tonight or in the morning, over in Belgium. And then Matt Wardell gets to choose, and then I get to choose third. And again, it'll be $20 of whatever our favorite coin is going to the winner. So there will be at least $40 of dark bought off the market. So actually, I think mine washes out with Triplet Dad, because Triplet Dad won last time. Or I owed Triplet Dad money from over under with Lewis Hamilton. So yeah, Lewis Hamilton, I lost a bet with him, so I owed him there. Now he owes me. To kind of cancel each other out. Yeah, so I got $20 coming to me from Matt War, and then, like I said, Triplet Dad gets first pick, Matt War gets second pick, and I get third pick for the race. So we'll hopefully get our picks in, and we'll post those on Twitter so you guys know what's going on. If you guys go over to Twitter, go to communities, go to collective. If you go to the collective, you will see the first thing in the art contest. Let's see if anyone else posted underneath this. Nope, that's a Pink Miss Well address. We'll get to that in just a second. This one right here. Yeah, see, I put this here, and it looks like you're supposed to post them here, but really, I would like people to post them on the front page. So I reposted this on the front page. This is the first art, and we have 72 members up from 54. That's absolutely beautiful. Look at these new members down here. Let's give them a shout out. We have Snake Clone, Ben, Leo, Vivian, Sano, Anman, Bunny, Giancarlo Rubio, Lords, Gusmel, Lexi, and others, Marco. So check this out. People are joining here because I think they saw how difficult it was to vote on J6. So we had this poll on J6, and people were joining, but they weren't in the collective when they voted. They jump on here and vote, but they weren't inside the collective, and so it didn't really push this. This was really close between Hex T Beard and Elizabeth Mack on her bull one right here. This one right. Oh, it's already clicked right here. This one just barely necked out for J6. So, no, sorry, my landscaper, also known as Hex Ray Chick, is right. She always mows right under the window when I'm streaming. So expect to hear some more low flying airplanes, helicopters, and just loud ass lawnmowers here as she does another circle. But this is what's going on. Go here, join the community, vote. Also, get in the community and put in some art right here. We have one art contest. This is going to be going for probably until about the last week. There'll be another one of those, probably two more of those, if I'm being honest. This is from CryptoCat. Beautiful poem, beautiful image, absolutely beautiful. Would make an amazing piece of art attached to the J7 NFT. But like I said, we're going to be running this for a while. Let's go to our favorite website in the entire world, agproject.io. Let's go to the homepage so you see how beautiful our devs have made it. How simple. This used to be a very complicated, crazy looking clock right here. As you can see, we got 6 days until the first lottery drawing. Then we'll have 11 days for this till the second, and 11 more till the third. So it goes 11, 22, 33. That's a pattern you'll notice that continues in our project here. You got the Pink Miss Well game, which if you come over here, we're on round 28. There are no tickets right now bought. Let's see if I can connect my wallet here. Oh, it's connected. It says it's connected, but I can't buy it without there. But so there's 3 spots bought out of 100. The last person won was C6B58, the one with number 53. Look, there's actually a lot of 50s in here. Like a lot of stuff around 60, 70, and 80 that have won. And 50, 60, and 70. And they walked with 7.5 dark, meaning this spot on the globe cost them somewhere around 60 cents of pulse. And they walked with about $40 of dark, which is not a bad deal. I don't know how many numbers they bought. They could have gone big with like 20, 30 numbers. But still, 7.5 dark could be worth a lot more than I think it's 18,000 pulse per spot. So we'll see what the ratio is on that when we check out the chart. But this is where you can degen. It's a lot like Russian roulette. You just start destroying people. There's a bunch of buttons up here of how many people you want to eliminate with some fun sound effects, and it makes the globe spin like this when you shoot or blow up something. And then you'll see the numbers disappear, and last man walks away with a pile of dark. So that's a lot of fun. If we go back to the main page and you go to minting, as you can see, the J7 is going to start minting in 28 days, 23 hours. So just under 29 days. You got about 29 days. So we'll probably run the art contest for the next 24 days. And then we will most likely have the poll that we'll put up the last 4 or 5 days leading up to J7. So check that out. Get as many dark as you can. If you guys don't have dark, you can click buy more right here on the site. That's going to take you to Qualiez. And in Qualiez, you can actually type in dark right here, and it will pull up the correct. There's a couple of darks. You want the one with the crystals right here. Dark right there. And if you want to make sure that you've got the smart contract correct, you click this one right here. You can copy our smart contract address on all of the pages on our website. It's up here. So you can make sure you're buying the right smart dark. And like I said, you can buy them for super cheap right now. I would get as many as you can be in the next 29 days, because you will need dark matter. You'll need one whole dark matter token to mint one NFT. And there are fewer and fewer dark and fewer NFTs because there's fewer and fewer dark. So it's getting more scarce as we go on, and we will get into that. Let's actually go into the fuel cells. So if you're back here on the main page and you click view my fuel cells right here, that'll pull up this table right here. This will tell you how much of each NFT's journey, or how much of each journey's NFT you have. So you have journey 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like I said, 7 is coming up in about 29 days, and you're going to have 33 chances to mint an NFT. So we've had 6 chances to mint these 6 series or rounds, if you will. And every single time people have minted one of these NFTs, they've gotten a lottery ticket, a piggy bank, and a really cool piece of art. So there's 3 cool aspects to our NFTs that I haven't seen very many other places. I've seen some lotteries. I've seen some yield that gets inflated. We're the only one I know of that pays your yield in a deflationary token, and a token that's going to zero. And we're the first token I've ever seen that's programmed to go to zero circulating supply sitting in wallets at one point in the future after the 33 journeys, which is in about 3.5 years. So you have about 3.5 years to use your dark or lose it, You got to use it in liquidity providing. You got to mint. You got to do something productive with your dark matter, or it will be destroyed out of your wallet forever. And so, yeah, like I said, this table will show you how many of the fuel cells you have in each journey. It'll tell you how much dark matter each fuel cell would have. It tells you the cash value at the current price, all-time high, or moon math, which is my favorite. I like doing moon math. It'll tell you the cash value of each NFT. And that's also going to go up and down with the price of dark. And then it'll tell you your total dark out of, if you combine all your fuel cells together. So as you can see, this address that I have right here, 319A, This one has 118 fuel cells that were minted. It's 18 in Journey 6. And it has accumulated or been paid 16 dark. So it would need to accumulate 118 dark total to break even on its ROI of what it sacrificed and gave away to get those NFTs. But then again, some of these NFTs right here have also won the lottery. So if I were to add up all of the lottery winnings that we scraped from these different journeys, which I'm sure we had some in 3 and 5, then this would actually be higher than 16. I think we have closer to 28 more. So that'd be about 44 dark that we've earned back through the lottery and the treasury. But the treasury pays out every 45 days forever. So every 45 days or at the end of every journey, you get to pay every single one of your NFTs that you are still alive, that you haven't vaporized or burnt. They all receive some of this treasury. So as you can see right now, Journey 1 has like half of a dark, 0.54. And once the next payout happens, projected dark after J6, that's going to have 0.79. So there's about 30% of a dark that's going to be added to all of the J1s, the Michael Jordan rookie cards, in about 30 days, right? So in about 30 days, all the J1s are going to go from having half of a dark to almost 80% of a dark. All the J2s right now have about 40% of a dark. They're going to have about 60% of a dark. All the J3s have 22% of a dark. They're going to have 40% of a dark. All the J4s have about 12% of a dark. They're all going to have a quarter of a dark, or 25% of a dark. Journey 5 is a little bit different. Journey 5 only has 10% of a dark, even less right now than Journey 4. However, it's going to have 40% of a dark, just like Journey 3. Now, why is that? Well, that's because the mint for Journey 5 was so low that after the evil address was hacked and all of its fuel cells were wiped out, that means that everyone who minted in Journey 5 are going to get a bigger piece of, well, I should say a bigger piece of the pie, but really you want to be in the skinny pieces of pie here. Well, you want to be in all the pie pieces. You want to be collecting, we want to collect all of the NFTs, because all the NFTs have different payouts in them. Usually older pays better. And as you can see, older is still going to have 80%, even though in Journey 5, I don't know, Journey 5 might catch up to it eventually. But basically, once the evil address was wiped out, there's only 26,000 NFTs in Journey 5. That's it. And so there's fewer people to share your treasury yield with. So you have few people. So it's a game of chicken. You want everyone to basically vaporize their fuel cells so that you get more and more yield every 45 days. And Journey 6 had the smallest mint by far, but Journey 6 is still bigger. See, Journey 6 shows 17% of the pie instead of 8%. Journey 6, the evil address has not been nuked, and the evil address will probably lose, about 36,000 of these 56,000. So that'll leave 26,000. It'll be a little bit more than, 39, 30. Yeah, maybe about 36,000 will be gone from here. So that would leave about 20,000 NFTs, which would be the smallest mint. That'd be even smaller than Journey 5. So you would get more, yield from the treasury if you get a hold of Journey 6. The other crazy thing about Journey 6 is I've been waiting for an announcement from the evil address on Twitter, but the evil address, I believe, is going to preemptively turn on the evil scrape button right here. So if you go to evil at the top of the navigation bar, there's a button right here that sometimes goes live. When this button is live, people can hit this button, pay the fee, the scrape fee to Pulse Chain, and scrape the evil address's lottery winnings and roll them into the next jackpot. So we're at the lottery tab at the top right now. Go to lottery, and you can see here's the jackpots that are going to be given out. There's over 1,000 dark that are going to be given away to about 900 fuel cells NFTs in about 6 days and 3 hours. And then there's going to be over 3,000 and then over 6,000. So it's, it goes 1x, 3x, 6x bigger. The biggest payout is 6 times bigger than the first. That's kind of cool, right? But like I said, if the evil address flips that button on, because it owns so many of these minted fuels, like I said, it owns 39,500 out of those 56,000. It owns 7/8 of that, or six. No, it owns 6/8, I believe, out of that, or 6/7. I don't know. It owns most of these. So if it flips that switch, it's going to roll most of its money back into its own coffers, because there's just not a lot of other people that are going to win the lottery because so few people minted. Now, here's the deal. If you didn't mint, or you wish you had minted more J6s during the last minting window, which, by the way, the minting window is only 11 days long. You only have 11 days to mint your NFTs. So like I said, if you wish you had minted more J6s, you can simply go by the right here. There's a tweet right here on our page, and it says, if you missed out on J6 mint, you can send 1 million Pink Well tokens, which is this token address. This is our smart contract right there, or the token contract, to the Pink Wells address. And this is the Pink Wells address that ends in 8090. If you send 1 million of the Pink Well tokens to the Pink Well themselves, you'll receive 10 J6 fuel cells and 1 dark. So someone just barely sent 1 million Pink Well yesterday to the Pink Well address, and they received 10 J6 fuel cells and 1 dark. Now, those 10 J6 fuel cells may or may not win the lottery, but even if they don't win the lottery, they'll probably be getting a bigger chunk of the treasury than the previous ones. And this offer is good until J7 minting starts. So you have 30 days to get these live lottery tickets and these super piggy banks by doing this, by sending this token, Pink Well token, which is right here. Yep, the Pink Well token to the Pink Wells address, which is the top address if you look at the holders, 8090. So far, people have sent 68% of the entire supply to the Pink Well. You got 10% in liquidity. You've got 16, 17, 18% locked up in liquidity and 68% in its hands. And then you got a whale here, FD49F, which is sitting on 9%, 93 million of them. If this person participates, it's going to get a little bit crazy. And then you got this person with 14,000, this person right here, 7582 with 10 million Pink Well. You've got, these are liquidity providers, and then you got 6B5A, who plays the Pink Well a lot. We see that address there. That one has 3 million right there to send. So other than that, people do not, there's only a handful of people with 1 million to send. So you're going to have to basically buy it off the liquidity right here. And if you buy it and send it to the Pink Well, it will most likely, excuse me, it will most likely not see the light of day. That's what we've seen. The Pink Well has, diamond hands are an understatement for our Pink Well. He's been killing it. Excuse me. So that's very interesting in and of itself right there. I was going to show you guys something else. And then, of course, you've got let's check. Oh, and here's the fuel cell NFTs. So it looks like there are 322,000 fuel cells currently. I believe we've nuked about 300,000 from the evil address. And there's 2,018 holders, but remember, about 1,000 of those, or maybe even more, are from the airdrop. So really, there's not that many people holding these. And as you see, the number one holder is a mystery box, followed by the evil address, followed by Pink Miss Well, and then you see some daughter addresses down here, and you see Randy Larsky's here at number 5. Yeah, number 5, Randy Larsky's sitting at 20,000. D252 daughter address has 20,000. This one right here, oh, this is what I was going to show you guys, was F3A1 used to have about some right here, and then you got, I think actually that one might be daughter address. One of these right here, here it is, this one right here, FA5F3. They minted 3,000. And if you go back to the holders, you'll notice that's one of these mystery wells right here that split theirs up with 3 addresses. And so they have minted 3,001 NFTs right here. They're still continuing to add money to the treasury and to the jackpot box. So that's quite interesting. Let's see if we refresh this right here. Look, there's more NFT holders than token holders, because a lot of the airdroppers have consolidated their tokens. Some of them have dumped them. But yeah, 42% of the entire supply is in the treasury. 35% is in the evil address, which is going to mint into the treasury and the jackpot box. 6% is in the jackpot box. For less than 5% is in the mystery box. Less than 4% is in this mystery well. Pink Miss Well sitting on about 1.5% of the supply, and this mystery well sitting on about 2.25%. And then right here you have the first liquidity provider right here with 3,000 locked up at 1/3%. So like I said, there's very, very little. We figure there's about 25,000 dark matter on the market, meaning like in wallets of people that may sell. And that's just not a lot out of a million. If the market heats up, or if people just simply see the craziness that's going on in the game right now, and they see people winning more dark back in the lottery than they even minted with, then things could get insane for Journey 7. That's kind of why I'm telling you guys, you might want to pick up some dark at these prices, $6.26. $5-6. It's been ranging between $5 and $6. Been as low as $4.94. Guys, this is an insanely great time to pick up some dark, if you ask me. Not financial advice or for looking price statements or any of that garbage, but I'm just telling you guys, the price, if that once that 25,000 is kind of bought off the market, or gets moved, or starts getting some green candles and people start chasing it, well then things could get silly. Look at this giant bear head right here for the 3rd lottery. Very telling. So here's a lottery. There's a lottery where people may or may not dump. Here's a lottery where people might dump a huge amount. They might get paid out a silly amount of hex. I'm sorry, dark matter, right there. But the thing that people don't understand is up here, when on this very first giant bull run from $1 to $135, there was 11% of the supply in circulating supply out of the hands of the top, whales and the top whales and the smart contracts. Right now, there's 2.5%, give or take. So this was 11% that was on the market. Now we have 2.5%. Just saying, it's bananas. This is the most scarce token on blockchain that I know of. This is going to have a circulating supply of 0 outside of LP. I know that LP is considered circulating supply, but I'm just saying outside of that, there will be 0 tokens that people can sell without unlocking their liquidity or vaporizing their fuel cells. There just won't be any. It'll all be locked up in the treasury and the jackpot box and the mystery box, and even the evil address will be depleted. The evil address is going to 0 as well. So if you read the tea leaves and the signs and pick up some of the hints, there's no telling what price action. There's no telling what number this moon math might be one day. and the cash value of these tokens is a mystery. It's a mystery, kids. Those that have read the book Rings of Dust on our Telegram and helped us work with those things, they kind of see what may or may not happen in the future. They've seen the vaporization of the evil address that's been in the book. They've read about the lottery winnings and how the dark matter can be scraped off the outside of the NFT without destroying it. So there's a lot of good alpha in that book. And there's, like I said, only 5 or 6 people that have read it. The first draft that we're still working on. So, yeah. Holy cow. All right, let's bounce through some of these boomer pages. Bitcoin sitting at 118, taking a break, just resting up here at 118. I think it's definitely got at least another pump in it, at least one more pump, maybe 2 or 3, depending on what the governments do when they print their money, if they buy it, or if the evil banks buy it, they get the money for basically free. And then you got Ethereum, which is still chilling at 3,700. It's finally peaked back up here. But if you look back here, it's not looking that great compared to its previous peak. Like Bitcoin is like, this was its last double top right here at, Bitcoin looks good. Look at these. This is the last double top of the last bull cycle during 2021. So here's when it went from like $3,000 to 21 grand, 7x. Bitcoin did a 7x on the last crazy one. Wait, no, I'm sorry, not $3,000. $3,000 was before that. Let's go here to max. It was down to $5,000. No, wait a minute. So in 2017, it went from $150 to 2,000, 20,000. So it did like some crazy X there. And then, it went, after that, it went all the way down to $3,000 right here. 3,000 up to 60, 69, 61, 65. So 3 to 65 did about a 20x right there. So it did a crazy X, did a 20x, and right now it's at about a 2x, right? 60 grand to about 120 grand. It's at a 2x right now. I think it's got another X in it. I think it could very easily go from 120 to 180. Especially considering fiat is such garbage. It's such total trash. And now, but if you look at Ethereum's not looking as sexy. In fact, Ethereum's looking weaker right now. Now, granted, I think it's going to make an all-time high, but an impressive all-time high. Look at this. It went from very little money all the way up to its peak in 2018, which is, think about that. That's a year after Bitcoin's peak. So Bitcoin peaked a year later. Ethereum peaked above $1,000, about $1,200. And so this one, I don't know what the X's are on this one. Someone out there does. And then it goes all the way down to probably right here, $80. You can get Ethereum for about $80, under $100. You can get it right here. Yeah. So let's say like $80, $100. And then it goes from $80 to 4,700. What is that? 4,700. Let's do a little math here. $4,700 divided by $80. So it did a 58x right here. Ethereum did a 58x, which is phenomenal. That's great. That's great. In order for Ethereum to do 3x now, you're looking at 4,700 times 3, and if for it to do, well, actually no, from down here to do a huge X would be a lot. But basically, let's just do the X's from the tops. So here you had 1,000 right here, right? Yeah, 1,200 and 4,700, right? So 4,700 divided by 1,200. It did almost a 4x, 3.9x. It did about a 4x. So if it does a 4x from 4,700, or you know what, let's just do a 3x. We're looking at $14,000 Ethereum. That would be a 3x from the previous peak. It, like I said, and if you look at this, it just had this nice smooth bowl, like this, like a half pipe and skating. You kind of have this nice smooth boom. Here you've got nothing but noise. Got a lot of noise here. Not smooth at all. Same with Bitcoin, though. I think, look at Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. It's got this very smooth Grand Canyon kind of dip going on. And then it had this weird double top, very jagged. And then it came down. It started to do its smooth Grand Canyon thing. And then they did the ETFs. And then Trump was elected. And then, so there's a bunch of premature partying and celebration going on right here. But we're still, what is that? So 2021, 2025, 4 years. So wherever Bitcoin ends up peaking and topping, a lot of people are going to be looking to Ethereum to do its peak a year after that. So if Bitcoin finishes popping this year, like this winter, then people are going to be looking between then this winter and next winter for Ethereum to pop, and hoping for at least a 3x, maybe a 4x. But there's a lot of manipulation here, folks. There's a lot. This is the market. This is not the market, bros. It's kind of like when you saw some chicanery and some shenanigans in the Bitcoin price. This is manipulation, and this is sabotage. This is manipulation right here. Just straight up manipulation. So, but then again, like I said, I wish I could move this over on TradingView. I could move this over and do some lines and stuff. But yeah, we're at 25. So at the end of 27 or beginning of 26. Sorry, the end of 20. Yeah, no, the end of 26 and the beginning of 27 might be when we see Ethereum do its peak. All that money flowing out of Bitcoin into Ethereum. Boom, boom, boom. So, yeah. 0x Bistro. Let's see what's for sale. We still got ST3. Not a lot of fresh produce inventory over here on 0x Bistro. So check it here. If you guys want to sell your tokens here, I would post them here. I would put them for sale. I would do a screenshot. I would post it on Twitter and get the attention of that community. And this is a great way to take profits without hurting the price. Like ST3, there's 3% of this mine, and you don't have to buy this whole chunk. If you guys are shopping for some of these, you can buy a portion of these orders. So there's that. Actuator Finance. Let's you got. If you want to buy future hex, you can get a 40% discount right now on day 7,000 hex. You can get a 38% discount on day 5,000, and you can get a 12% discount on day 3,000. We're on day 2,063, 2063. That was a good year. 2063 of Hex. Hex has been around for 2,063 days. So we've got about 1,000 days to go to hit this, to see these 3,000s mature. So you get a 12% discount today. And then as the price goes up and down with Hex, it's going to go up and down with these tokens because they're derivatives. They're derivatives. They're derivatives of the T-share, the liquid T-share. We threw a stake up here 122 days ago. We've earned 208 Hex, which means we can extract 208 of those derivatives. The Hex time token 7,000. We can actually extract this out, like take a loan against it, kind of like taking a loan against your equity in your house. We can pair it with Hex or Actuator. We can pair it with one of these here, or actually just Hex here, or we can also put it in one of these pools right here. And then you can go to earn, and we can farm the Actuator token for free. And we have farmed 40,000 Actuator tokens in 112 days? 122 days. So in 122 days, we took a roughly $60 of Hex, staked it, and then liquid Hex. We paired it. Now that $60 is worth, come on, it's worth $112. So we've almost doubled the principal. And then we've earned, on top of doubling the principal, in it just farmed actuator tokens being paid out as dividends. We're looking at $9 that we've made there off the $60 in 122 days. That's a really amazing APR. If you guys are not using actuator finance for your liquid Hex or to put your Hex to work, I don't know what to tell you, man. Check out our tutorial with Bill from Actuator on my YouTube channel. And we go over a lot of this stuff with him. They're an incredibly smart team. Nostradamus chart, we went over this earlier. This is pretty low right here. This is a logarithmic scale right here. If you put this against Pulse, it looks a little bit better. You can see it's kind of like found a floor right here against Pulse, but it has just been bleeding against Pulse right here. So not doing well against Pulse. However, I can see a time where things pick up and we get a little bit more shine on our community, or if some of our videos and art go viral, you can see this pop right back up here to this line very quickly, which is about 600,000 pulse per dark, or probably up here around a million pulse per dark. Right here would be the resistance. And the all-time high against Pulse was, no, we can't see it on Deck Screener. Deck Screener doesn't show you the full wick, but we can look at it on the other one, on Actuator. So yeah, check that out. That's very, very interesting to see what's going on right there. There we go. And then let's check that one here, Dark and Pulse, and check the all-time high against Pulse. All-time high against Pulse was 1.5 million, 1.58 million is the all-time high against Pulse. And that's very interesting. We'll see what happens. There's $1,000 of liquidity against Pulse if people start trading Pulse for dark. They're going to be pushing this chart, and this will be a very volatile chart right there. So yeah, check that out. Pink Miss Well. If you were to take us up on that deal and buy 1 million Pink Miss Well, you can see it's bounced back up to this previous line. So it's about $137. To get yourself $1 million plus some slippage, unless someone's selling it on 0x Bistro. And let's see here. There's 0x Bistro. There's not for sale right now. So you get 10. So it'd be about $14 per J6 fuel cell. I think we're going to look back on this moment. There is $27,000 of liquidity with Pink Miss Well and Rapid Pulse that's locked from the Pump.Tires graduation. So you might look back, people might say, wait, you could have gotten a J6 for like $13. And and the cash value could be insanely higher than $13 per NFT. Just a little hint there. Actuator Finance, that token that we get for free, you can see it's definitely been going down with Pulse. Hart's Law is a two-edged sword, and it's bounced off this floor right here. Now, remember, this token is only going to be issued for 3 years, and it was October 24. So let's see, August, September, October. We're about 3 months away from the first year of this issuance being over, and most of the supply is going to be issued in the first year, then less in the second, and even less in the third, and then that's it. I think that Bill and RJ over here are smart kids and maybe have been cooking up some plans for this token once it's completely issued. So it looks like it's a bad deal right now. Now, remember, people are getting this for free and they're dumping. It makes sense. That's what people usually do with incentive tokens. But this one stops being paid out in in 2 years and 3 months. So we'll see what happens. And it's so closely tied to Hex and Pulse because it's a derivative of a liquid T-share. So this one will most likely go up and down very, very much so. With this could go up very high and low, or exaggerated when those pump. Dark and Homey Don't Play Dat. It's got like 12 grand of liquidity, and it has bounced, done a couple dead cat bounces here. It's at $6.43. Homey Don't Play Dat and Pulse has 19K liquidity. It is also finding a new floor right now. It was up to 6 cents. It's all the way down to less than 2 cents. And Randy has cut emissions on this and burnt a bunch of these tokens. So from here on out, we will see what Randy does with this token. But this is the Homey Don't Play That farms. Just by providing liquidity in the no permissions community, including a dark matter token, you get paid this token for free. So this is also an incentive token. But as you can see, some people received it in the first few days, murdered the chart. They should have sold on OXB 0x Bistro. So that's Homey Don't Play That. Hex, the reason I started my YouTube channel and the ink on my shoulder permanently there till the day I die, because I am way too much of a wuss to get any tattoo removed. I'm telling you right now, look at this. It is shooting up right now towards its previous high up here of about a penny. It's at 008. It's gone past the 007 James Bond range, and it is now up to the 008 range. So keep an eye on that. If it comes slamming back down to this line, it may be a good time to pick some up. Just saying, because like I said, as you can tell, this is the bottom right here. It was like a third of a penny, give or take, back here in September. And we're still, like I said, I would consider this still on the ocean floor right here, this price, before things get crazy. That's our baby Hex. Rat Pulse, the layer one right here. Looks like we are breaking out of this consolidation right now, which would be great. I forget what the sacrifice price was for this. I think it's 3 zeros and a 6. I could be wrong. If you guys know, in the comments, let me know what the SAC price is for Pulse, and I will put that on the chart. Hello, Max and crew. Hey, believe in yourself, Elizabeth. Yes, Giancarlo is my son, Max. I'm not saying that right. I know for sure I'm not saying that right. Hex Glenn's in the house. A Wild SJ appears. So good to see you, Wild SJ. Some are saying that BTC has topped. Yeah, they're idiots. They don't understand the money supply, Steve Stash. They don't understand that Bitcoin is just a better fake money than fiat right now, and it's just the insane amount of inflation is crazy. So yeah, there's that. Oh, we got Hex T Arms. Let me mute him so you don't listen to just those noises. But I do enjoy that water right there of the races he's at today. Very cool on the Columbia River. Absolutely beautiful. Look at him panning there. Beautiful water. Some people touch grass. Hex T Armstrong is amphibious. He touches water. I love that. We'll pull that up later here. Yeah. So tell me, what is this? Well, I've got Google in front of me. What am I doing here? What is the SAC price of Pulse Chain? The price of Pulse Chain is currently around that. According to that, Coinbase has some fluctuations. Blah, 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 blah. No, SAC price, baby. We don't care what the price is right now. SAC price. What's the SAC price? I've heard it 100 times. I just forgot what it was. Pulse Chain sacrifice statistics. Will that one have our price on it? Mm-hmm. Here's all the addresses it sacrificed. Here's the amount of money. What was this? $14 billion here. Interesting. ETH down there. Doesn't show the price. So what the hell is the SAC price? When I find out, we will find out. Here's all the tokens that have been sacrificed to that address. Points per USD. Come on, what was the price though? What was the price in USD? SAC price. I believe it was 0006. Hi Max again. What's up, diehard Hexkin? So good to see you. Steve Stash says it's less than 0001. Is that the SAC price, or is that the? Yeah, let me know if you guys know the sacrifice price of Pulse. We'll go back to the chart right here. It's I believe for some reason I have 0006 stuck in my head. That could be wrong, but you look at this and like here's the launch in May. Well, here's the chart starts in June, but it started about a month before this. And yeah, it's an interesting chart to say the least. I don't know. Through auto. Yeah, let me know, guys. I'll throw that on the chart. The YEP token, the most agreeable token, the Pulse Chain Network, is still honey badgering its way off the bottom right here. It's making higher lows, and we'll see if it makes a higher high here. Shout out to Bright Light, badass in the community. I fast forward through Bright Light's streams just to see if he's going over the dark matter token. So I like his take on it. I like the way he reads things. Here we've got Dark and Hex, $1,000 of liquidity. This one we may see insane liquidity return to this, depending on Pink Miss Well and some other people, where we had almost $500,000 of liquidity at one point back in December. And so this is going to be interesting to see how it pulls us up. But at 650 with Hex, having a good day. So that's good. Dark and no permissions, we got 5K of liquidity. And this one also is right about there. We got some sound here from Mr. Armstrong.
Good morning, Max. How are we doing?
Good. I've got my eyes closed, as you can see.
I can't see anything with that beautiful Poseidon, and I see a black screen with your beautiful handle on it. So I'm camping out here with friends and family. We got about 40,000 race fans. This is the Columbia Gold Cup, 2.5 mile water course. We're looking at a full contingent of 8 unlimited hydroplane. These are 3,000 horsepower jet engine powered rockets on water. It's going to be a great weekend of racing.
Cool. Now you're someone that's participated in the Pink Miss Well game in Journey 5 and
yes.
6. Now, what makes you think it's worth parting with $14 worth of Pink Miss Well for one J6?
Well, I grew up, and here comes one of the unlimiteds behind me. I'm about a half mile off the course. Sorry about that. I grew up with the Kmart Blue Light Special. My mom taught me how to shop for bargains, and I think $14.50. And I've actually even paid less than that with taking advantage of some dips in the market. I can easily see that $14.50 be just a drop in the bucket to what those NFTs might be speculative in the future. And I can't pass up a good deal.
Well, how much evil dark matter do you think the evil address is sitting on if the evil address trips that scrape button?
Well, I'm lost a little. I was more in tune 2 or 3 months ago when we were first the collective first turned on that scrape button or the evil address. When we turn that button on, we are basically raiding his hoard and we're minting for him, correct? And locking up that liquid dark in a sense.
The mint button, yes, but the scrape button, no. We're stealing his lottery winnings and rolling them
Oh,
into
yeah, yeah.
that pot.
Oh, okay. If I would have
The
an
scrape button.
educated guess, um, for the present Journey 6 that we're getting ready for the lottos, I'm going to make a wild guess that there's 40,000, possibly 40,000 tokens that could be eligible, but that's just a wild ass guess.
Yeah, I think that's on the high side. I don't know for sure. I'm waiting to hear back from our devs, but that could be. I mean, think about it. You take where's it going right here? It's right now the last jackpot is around just under 7,000 dark for the last draw of J6. So if we were to add 40,000 to that 7,000, things could get really silly. Really, really silly.
Yeah, but just because it's scrape buttons on doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be able to liquidate the evil address lottery holdings. We don't know how long and how many how much that hoard we could roll over.
Yeah, well, usually people are savage and they abuse the shit out of that button for a couple hours and drain it. Like it's like piranhas going to feed when that button goes live. I know there's a lot of people in the community, a lot of people in the collective that just abuse and destroy that button until there's nothing left. In fact, the mint button was destroyed in 2 days. People hit the mint button 97 times in J6.
At 500 a whack.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Or maybe
I need to take my shoes off to count that high.
Yeah, 79 times they hit that button. Looks like the SAC price of Pulse Chain was 001. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's not left. That's a dot. Is what I keep seeing. Yeah, 001. So let's do that. I'm going to share my screen here and go back to our chart, our graph pulse, and then we're going to put that line up here at 001. So here's 001 right there. Throw a bar up here. Just do a big long bar. Now start a bar here at 001. Boom, and follow through. There we go. So there is our SAC price right there, and here's where we are at the bottom of the ocean on Wrapped Pulse. So yeah, it's clear up in the air. We've got a long ways to go with Pulse and with Hex, because I believe on Hex I also have that.
Yeah, but let's keep one thing in mind though, Max. Alt season hasn't hit yet, and we have a relatively thin liquidity for a layer one. That we could eat zeros in literally amount of a couple of days of enough weeks. Not financial advice, but if this thing takes off with our thin liquidity and we see those green candles, that beacon, that the Solana boys and whatnot are going to come on over. Don't think it's going to be a slow curve. We might go parabolic.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I was really pumped up thinking we had to get stuff ready, you had to get your bags packed right now, which I think right now is the bottom of the bottom. But like I said, we could easily have another year until we see Ethereum hit its peak, and then we have a year after that before we see Hex hit its peak again.
Yeah, I really believe, even though I'm new to the cycle, the 4-year cycle, the way this is shaping up and with the favorable legislation in the U.S. government, and especially with SEC clarity, specifically to our favorite blockchain, Pulse chain, I think you're going to see an expedited adoption, and I'm talking about mass adoption of blockchain technology. Now, it'll be probably the ones that have been around for a while. It's going to be your Bitcoin. It's going to be your Ethereum, probably your XRP. and maybe your gas tokens on the EVM chains. But I have to, and with the stock market closing at record highs yesterday, my 401k having more money in it than it's ever have, thanks to the good Lord. If we really are entering an economic boom in the United States, which the rest of the world and our trading partners follow suit, we get that money flowing, and we get that money changing from one hand to another. I think you're going to see quite a substantial percentage of that end up on blockchain throughout the next 12 months. Where did you rug, Max?
I was muted there. No,
Yeah.
I was saying, it's because their money's not real. It's fiat. It's because we say so. Why does this money have value? Because we say so.
Exactly. It's just a social contract.
Yeah, it's that. So as long as people are afraid of the guns, that money has value. And we have our own money, which doesn't need guns to convince people that it's valuable. It has community, it has people's faces, it has credibility, it has programmability.
Yes.
And
Yep.
it has what's it called? Transparency. Not one of those government fiats has any transparency.
Yeah, but I think we've got, with the U.S. government for the first time, we have the potential for some lawmakers to actually understand that people are waking up and understanding what currency is. I don't know if you had a chance to read Roger Ver's book or the book that changed his life, but when people wake up and understand that it's just a promissory note, and we have a liquid promissory note that's fast appreciating, that has value of community, mind share, it has utility. There's been a reason why the U.S. dollar, either fortunately or unfortunately, has been the world reserve currency, but there's nothing stating that what happened in the last 70 years has to continue the next 70 years. Anything, and I think BTC is probably going to be that perceived as the best stored value, asset store value, and then of course, then you need to have some mechanism, altcoins and whatnot, in order for you to gain that financial wealth, so you can roll it into an asset that retains value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. We got front row seats to history being made. Going through the charts, finishing through the charts here. No Permissions is finding a new floor. Solid X is bouncing. It's doing a little bit higher. It's got some momentum here. Dark and Pink Miss Well has 17K liquidity, and it's on another dead cat bounce right now, but it's up to 640. Magic Carpet Ride is also usually doing a honey badger thing. Yeah, it doesn't care. It's making higher highs and higher lows.
And Max, I got to send you some flowers. So I've been listening to your morning streams, and thank you for doing the morning streams. I know that's not the target audience time, but I enjoy having coffee with Dark Matter. Thank you for the last several episodes and streams of letting the audience know you need to have a profit plan. It's okay to take profit on the way up, and it's okay to take advantage of falling prices on the way back down. And your 10% at 2x, I think, is some of the best advice that anybody could listen. So from my perspective, what you're telling me is I have $100 worth of a coin. Just say I've got one Dark Matter token. It's worth $100. Mm-hmm. And then over the course of 3 or 4 training days, it doubles to 200. So I'm going to take $10, $20 worth of a fraction of that Dark Matter, and I'm going to put it into a stable coin like DAI from Ethereum. And I like that. And then conversely, when that thing drops back down and I have a arb opportunity, I'm gonna sell 10% of that $20 in DAI, which is $2, back into the dark matter token as the price falls back down. And that is a stellar way of having a firm plan with even numbers to guarantee you take profit in this bull run. And I can't imagine, I hope I paraphrased you correctly, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate you telling our community that.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm telling you guys what I wish I had done in the previous 10 years of crypto. You know what I mean? Like, just these are painful lessons and expensive lessons that we learn with each cycle, and
Yeah.
each cycle tends to come with its own doctorate's
Yeah.
degree, like
So I just
PhD in something.
So I just want to reiterate, audience. So I sell and I'm $20 in profit, right, in a stable coin, and then the price falls back in half. It goes back from 200 to 100, which can happen, unfortunately. Then I'm not selling that $20 back in. I'm only selling $2. So I still have $18 there as dry powder, but I've just accumulated more coins for the same $2 than I originally had. And if you think of that in simple terms, that's what it's all about. Is at the end of the day, get your profit, get your initial investment or initial buy-in, and then take advantage of being able to buy units at a lower price. And it's a win-win, both up and down on the chart.
Yeah, totally. Like, so for instance, we got ink on the screen right here, not counting this craziness when the team sold all their ink right there. But right here, you got this crazy champagne bottle up, champagne bottle down. There were times here to take some profit and buy right back in. Everyone thinks that, the big meme is don't get left behind. Once this thing rockets, it's never coming back. And we believe that about Hex. And it was true back in the day when we had 3 zeros, after the decimal point, or 4 zeros, that was true. It never did come back to 4 zeros, but it did come back to half a penny. You did have a chance to buy half a penny Hex again after it hit 50 cents. So yeah, that 10% back in, because a lot of people think, well, a token can only fall 50% twice because that's 100%. No, that's not true at all. A token can fall 50% infinitely. I mean, according to math, right?
Yes.
So, and we've seen things fall way further than we thought they would, and continue to fall and continue to fall and continue to fall, where a lot of us were DCA'd out of powder. We jumped in with our powder at 10, 20 cents, 5 cents a penny, and we were out of powder. So you don't want to ever be out of power. You don't want to ever be out of token.
Yep. Hey, brother, I'm going to sign off. Thank you for the stream time as always. I'm going to be posting on my Twitter page. I'm going to go down to the pits. I'm going to be shilling Pulse Chain. I'm going to be taking selfies and video of the boats and the pilots. It's going to be a beautiful party. So, and I want to thank everybody that participated, not just voted for me, but participated in the J6 art. Elizabeth, you gave me one hell of a run for the money. Thanks for motivating me to stay in the race. I love this community. And that's actually my foster mom's, my foster boy's mom calling me. So I'm going to go ahead and take this phone call. And you guys, remember, you matter and you are of immeasurable worth. Peace.
Peace. So, a nice, like I said, the link to join, is in Telegram, Twitter, and in comments right here. And thank you, Hex T, for coming up here. That was great. Let's see here. Anyways, yeah. So we have the charts we're going to keep going through. We'll bump through a few more things here, but basically, yeah, SAC price is imaginary. Well, it's not. Not literally, of course, but there's so much more to it than simple number. There really is. But I mean, we're here to make money. So, and SJ agrees. So not gonna push back on that too hard. But I will say, getting off of Rat Pulse, let's talk about dark matter, because I know dark matter. Some people got dark matter for free. Some people got for 50 cents a buck. And then the people that spent the very most at the very end of the mining phase, they were getting dark matter for about 15 bucks, I believe. I believe that was the highest that someone paid for dark before it went live. So in those cases, I guess I would say that when you are thinking of taking profit, you really want to know how much money you're into a token and what price you got in at, so that you can responsibly take profits and you can responsibly buy dips right there. Okay, let me share this again. Add to state. There we go. Yeah, so back here to the print token, you got champagne bottle up, champagne bottle down, and it's climbing out of this last gutter right here. So it's fighting it's fighting gravity right now. It's about a half a penny for the print token that you get as an incentive token for the ink printer. Proof of no work from our buddy Proof of No Work Dev is continuing to do its march with very carefully managed liquidity and supply. This is one of the first tax tokens I heard about back in the day from Proof of No Work. He's a good friend of our community. Carpe Diem from another friend of our community, Sealy or Sylvan from Carpe Diem. This is the first retirement account on blockchain. So with Hex, we have the first CD on blockchain. This is the first retirement account where this gets more scarce over time, kind of like dark matter. And the more you buy into it at a regular basis and burn, the more you receive in yield of a more scarce and scarce token. It's very, very, very beautifully, very elegant smart contract. Check out Carpe Diem for sure. Then we've got Pulse X, where the party is. Pulse X has a lot more economic energy in it, I believe, than Pulse. Like Pulse is the layer one. It's the utility. It's the road that you drive on. It's not the truck. Pulse X is more like the truck, and its supply is going down. And if you put it against Pulse, you'll see exactly what we're talking about. It's just a big giant Nike swoosh. So Pulse X is still in that consolidation range. The Fitzgerald Company is painting a beautiful chart over here. Absolutely beautiful. Our friend Timothy Benjamin, which I couldn't even find on Twitter. I need to track that dude down, have a talk with him, see if he wants to come on stream and talk about their liquidity, how they're using single-sided liquidity, kind of like the that Amish kid was tweeting about that I reposted, where you just take out profits as the price goes up. You list them for sale. Basically, you're listing it for sale at different prices, and as the price goes through that range, it's kind of cashing you out. But you do need to pull the liquidity after it goes through that price range, or else it doesn't work the same. It can go back down through that range, and then you have not taken your profit. So that's what's going on. That's why I like 0x Bistro. It's kind of the same thing where you set a price, but when 0x Bistro goes through, you are cashed out in whatever token you've chosen. Coin Market League. Come on, baby. Look at this. Coin Market League is a great place where you can go and you can vote for your favorite tokens. You can vote for Hex. It's number 16. I think that's a crime. Should be way higher than 16. Where are my Hexkins at? I share this on Twitter to try to gain awareness right here for Hex. So everyone should be on here. Hex should be like number one by like a trillion miles. There's 500 votes for Stool Presidente. Whatever, dude, whatever. We can beat these bots. We can kill this. Carpe Diem, like I said, loving Carpe Diem. We'll vote for Carpe Diem. Number 17, he's got some really good people running on that one. And these guys give us really, really good engagement on Twitter. So follow these guys at CML_crypto right there. This beautiful picture of Randy and Annabelle. Happy Saturday, everyone. Oh, beautiful. What a beautiful couple. Good guys. Good guys. Like I said, I already mentioned their their conference in January, which was a lot of fun. A bunch of people in chat can vouch for that. Dark Matters at 21. Come on, come on, give my baby Dark some love. All right, yeah, we'll share that on X right there. And yeah, you can do this every single day. There's a trick to doing it more than once a day, and I'm going to go over it, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out. You're pretty smart. And then, of course, Hocus Pocus is clear down here. 39, give Hocus Pocus some love. Hocus Pocus is a great front end for you to see your farms, whether they're the Two Fucks farms, the Homie Don't Play That farms, the No Permission farms, and the Actuator farms. Check that out. So yeah, it shows you exactly your value of your actuator tokens right there. What we should do is we should actually take these actuator tokens, we should put them for sale on 0x Bistro and see if they get snatched up. I'll show you guys how to do that sometime. Maybe we'll wait until this does another pump up to like 10, 11 bucks. Formula One, kids. Like I said, I won the pole position bet with Lando Norris. And so that means I get last choice for who wins first place. Matt has requested out Oscar Piastri, but Triplet Dad gets to choose first who he thinks is going to be first on the podium. And it's kind of interesting because, I mean, you can see their pole position here on the track. But the King of Wet, which sounds like something, it's not. The King of Wet is Max Verstappen. And yeah, Max Verstappen is in fourth place on grid position. So it wouldn't take a miracle for him to get back up to one and give Lando and Oscar Piastri a run for their money. So we'll see if Triplet Dad sticks with Max Verstappen, which he chose for pole position, or if he picks one of these guys, or even Charles Leclerc. He's been a strong contender. He's number 3. So we'll see who Triplet Dad picks, and then if he doesn't pick Oscar, Matt Ward's going to pick Oscar Piastri, and then I'll have to choose from the leftovers to see who wins, and we'll see who hits first on podium. And like I said, if I win, they have to pay me in dark. If Triplet Dad wins, we usually pay him in Magic Carpet Ride or whatever group that he is helping out. Last time it was Pulse Chain shirts, or Pulse Chain swag, Pulse Chain store. We sent our winnings over to them. And then if Matt War wins, we pay him in Dragon Believer token, which graduated on Pump.Tires. Look at this. I would not sleep on these. Along with buying Pink Miss Well and getting some J6s, I would come over to Pulse Market app and I would be buying I'd be buying these J3s for 4 dark. I would buy $23, $24, $25. I love the way that he staggered these up, because it kind of gives you a chance to be like, hey, first come, first serve. First one gets it at $23, next one gets it 24, 25. That's smart pricing. And then we have some J1s for crying out loud. We got some J1s right here for $29, 31, 32, 33, 35. Yeah, and these right now, they're worth half. Their cash value right now is like $3. But these are the only ones for sale. So you can see there's quite a premium when there's not a lot of stuff for sale. So I would not, if you're looking to get some more J1s or J3s, there's some for sale right now on Pulse Market app. Pulse Market app accepts payment in dark. How cool is that? That's pretty dang cool. Squirrel ecosystem at squirrels.pro. Red Squirrel is building a really amazing thing over here. He's got a Horde board. That's brand new. And he's got Token live in beta. And then he's got his Nuts token, his Squirrels NFT, Sentinel, and Trinity. So much going on here. So the Squirrels is live. Nuts is live. These two are in development. These two are in beta. Here's our friends and partners. We are honored to be listed as a friend and partner to Red Squirrel or squirrels.pro. Very cool stuff he's cooking up over there. Dark matter token, 97% of this token is wrapped up in the top in mostly smart contracts. You got 3 smart contracts. You got the mystery box. You've got mystery well, pink mist well, mystery well, liquidity provider. So if you add all these up right here, you're looking at 97% of the entire supply locked up. It does not take a lot of buy pressure to move the needle on these. Really low liquidity on most of the pairs except for pink mist well. So that's another way that you guys could be picking up some dark. If you wanted to buy dark, you might want to buy pink mist well at a discount and then switch it for dark because there is some liquidity in that pair. Pink mist well, like you said, he's sitting on 68% of the supply, 10% is in locked liquidity. And then we've seen quite a few of these ones right here. These are other liquidity pairs, but these top wallets with 10 million or more, they've been cashing in and getting a deal on those J6 fuel cells, which is going for about 30 days. And then, of course, the fuel cell NFT, if you look at the holders in here, there's not a lot that have more than 1,000. Like, very few that have more than 1,000. And here at the top, you got the mystery box and the evil address sitting on almost 100,000 of those 300,000. And then you got a bunch of daughter addresses here. You've got Pink Miss Well, you got Randy Hilarski. You've even got Firewell sitting on about 10,000 of these bad boys, 10 or 12,000 he minted right here. I think this might be him right here. Anyways, yeah, he's sitting on about 10,000. So just saying, not a lot of fuel cells to go around either. So check that out. No one else is in the green room. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I really appreciate it. I'm going to, let's see, jump back here on screen and unfreeze my cute little face for y'all. Yeah, so just an update. I've been doing these streams in the morning because I have been picking up some extra jobs and gigs and getting some cash together because I'm telling you right now, $5 and $6 dark is worth coming out of retirement for. Just what? I mean, don't get me wrong. Half a penny hex is definitely worth coming out of retirement for. My bags are pretty packed for hex. But I'm just saying dark, like you don't have enough dark. You don't. I don't have enough hex, but I have a lot more hex than I have dark, and I am definitely doing a lot of stuff I can to bring in some cash right now. And I don't think that those 25,000 dark are going to be available for very long in this market, especially if we get some pops and things going on. There's not a lot of dark. It looks like there's a lot of dark for sale because it's been drained. But I'm telling you right now, guys, you don't have enough dark. You don't have enough fuel cells. You definitely don't have enough J6 fuel cells. If that scrape button gets flipped on, which I think it will, I think that the evil address is going to flip that scrape button on after the second drawing of the lottery. And so I think that jackpot could be anywhere from 16,000 dark to 36,000 dark to maybe more. And there's only 900 winners per drawing. There's about 900 winners in drawing 1, 900 winners in drawing 2, 900 winners in drawing 3. So there's like 2,700 winners total, but only 900 of those NFTs are going to hit that big, bad, juicy, possible J3. If that, like I said, if that button gets flipped, all bets are off. And you'll be like, man, I wish I would have minted 10 or 20 of those J6s and had a good chance of winning that third lottery drawing. But who knows? Diehard Hexen says, I try every month to buy Dark Max. I appreciate that. Yours, that's what I'm talking about. That means more to me. Just buying one dark here and there, if you can, is huge. Just like back in the day, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Back in the day, I was buying Bitcoin for $300, $700 a Bitcoin. That was a lot of money to me. It wasn't easy to buy one Bitcoin at 300, 700 bucks. I was raising 5 kids back then on a single income. And yeah, buying those Bitcoin, I knew what they were, I could see what they could be worth. So $300, $700, even though it was a lot of money to me back then. When I was able to roll that into Hex, my Bitcoin into Hex during the adoption amplifier, that money, that move right there changed my life, completely changed my life financially. And that's when I started doing YouTube, so I could explain Hex to people, try my best to explain there's a CD on the blockchain, you're going to earn interest. If you lock it up, the longer you lock it up, the higher interest you get. And it's by this crazy dude named Richard Hart. Richard Hart has this huge desire for legacy and meaning and being, significance. And call it ego, call it whatever you want. And he's got the means and the brain power to really push this to a place that a lot of people don't think it could go. And it did. It went from fractions of a penny to 50 cents. Now, like I said, Ethereum is not a hospitable environment. I think we all have a lot of PTSD from those Ethereum fees. And so we got Pulse Chain. So he created Pulse Chain pretty much so the Hex could have a place to live and run. Not that Ethereum's not an okay place. If you still got a bunch of Hex on Ethereum, that will someday probably be worth the insane fees that are almost surely going to come. But when I think about right now, when I think about buying Dark at $5 or $6 a piece, and I know how, I've tried to explain what the smart contracts do. I've tried to explain what the evil address does. I've tried to explain what the collective is doing. I've tried to explain how the lottery works and how the treasury works. And folks, $5 Dark feels like when Richard Hart talks about mining Bitcoin at 50 cents. He was getting his Bitcoin. It was what was it? I don't remember. He was getting 50 Bitcoin blocks on his machine, I believe. And Bitcoin was maybe 50 cents back then or something when he was doing that. So it was like $25. It didn't seem like a lot. $5 and $6 Dark to me feel like sub-dollar Bitcoin. And why do I say that? I say that because there's 20 times less Dark than there are Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't pay you to hold it. It doesn't pay you to mint it. It doesn't have a lottery that showers you in a whole bunch more Bitcoin. And it doesn't have a cool story. And it sure as shit doesn't have the best damn community in crypto, hands down. We do. We are small. We're so mighty. We're tiny. We're micro. But we are insanely powerful. The passion, the attention, the goodwill, the loyalty, the help that you guys give each other it just blows me away. Pulse Chain is different. Pulse Chain is the place. There's a reason we launched on Pulse Chain. It was because of the community. But out of Pulse Chain, like when the rest of Pulse Chain finds out about Dark, when they really understand some of its mechanics and scarcity, I think just the Pulse Chain community could do some banana stuff to the price. And then once altcoins and once Pulse Chain gets the attention of the broader altcoin community and crypto community, at that point, we could be, the attention in the community of Dark can grow exponentially. We have the art, we have the story, we have the tokenomics, we have this the spirit, if you want to call it that. We're connected. I think Dark is more connected to the ether, not the Ethereum, the ether, than a lot of other things. I think that a lot of crypto is connected to, the stuff outside of time and space where we get inspiration, call it God, call it energy, call it source, call it whatever you want to call it. There's this place that we are connected to on another level that we don't completely understand yet. And I feel like we're tapped into a lot of that woo-woo other stuff than just plain crypto. I think crypto is connected to that higher understanding or that intelligence, whatever it is. And I feel like we're much closer. We have a lot more ties to that intelligence, energy, whatever you want to call it. Pulse Wave Vibe says unified field. That's a great way to put it. There's a unified field out there where people receive inspiration for art, music, movies, painting, technology, the internet, things like that. Cosmic level all day long. Thank you, Diode Hexkin. Yeah, we've got a lot of we've got something really special and rare here in Anti-Gravity Project. And it's, I believe, a lot of that energy and love and passion and attention and intention is going to go into the token. It's going to be expressed on the chart, on the dark matter chart against US dollar or pulse or whatever. And there's 25,000 of them right now that are not in the hands of people that are clearly not selling. Or sorry, 2.5%. There's 25,000 of them, give or take. I'm going to be out there doing everything I can. I'm going to be delivering food. I'm going to be selling plasma. I'm going to be cleaning carpets. I'm going to be doing everything I can to get some money coming in, to get some cash. And I'm going to be buying those 25,000. That's all I'm saying. I know you're not supposed to talk about your bags and things like that. I'm just telling you, there are two numbers in every founder's head. One number is the number that they think their coin can go to. Obviously, Richard Hart thought that Hex could go to 50 cents, and he saw it before we did. He probably saw it back. He probably saw it before the adoption amplifier. He probably saw the economic energy of dark. It was probably Hex. He probably saw like $1,000 Hex in his mind before everything started. And you guys are like, $1,000 Hex is insane. Not really when you consider how scarce he's making it, how scarce, Richard Hart's kind of built into the T-shirt and stuff. And then there's another number where he is more than happy to buy all of the Hex off the market from everyone else, right? So obviously, 003, 005, 007 seems to be a number where Richard Hart is willing to buy a lot of it and even keep that number down there and buy a lot of it off the bottom. He seems very, very happy to accumulate the heck out of his coin. So in Richard Hart's mind, there's probably, like I said, there's the number of $1,000, which, I think he could see Hex going to one day. And then there's the number of like sub penny where he's like, I'll buy it all back. I don't care. I don't care if anyone else buys Hex. I have those two numbers in my head for dark. And I don't even dare tell you guys what the number is, the high number is, or where it might go, because it's insane. But I've told a few people where I think it might go on this first wave. But that number, like where I'm willing to just buy it all, I mean, really, anything under $10 to me is criminally low, and I'm more than happy to go mow lawns, put on a suit and tie, wash dishes. I don't care. I don't care what I got to do. The $5 and $6 dark to me is insanely cheap considering the game theory that's been built around it. And so, yeah. And there is a number where I will buy it all day. I'll buy all of it. I'll buy it all from all the whales. You name it. I'll buy it all. But right now, this is like very motivating numbers right here. Max's air fryer sales. Yeah, we need to get Patrick back in here. Patrick, Yeah, Patrick is a killer dude that was doing the air fryers and talking people into vaporizing their fuel cells back in the day. I think Patrick talked Steve Stash into vaporizing a fuel cell, and I think he talked Hex T into vaporizing a fuel cell. Anyways, back in the day, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys aren't trolling as hard right now and where we're at, but I think you guys have seen the fact that the evil address has basically been taken almost completely out of the running, except for J6. And because it's still sitting in J6, I think the evil address is going to hit the scrape button, like turn it live, before the collective does, because it's sitting on so many of those lottery tickets right now. It wants to roll it back into its own pocket. And no one knows what's going to happen after that. Nope, never did that. Good. Steve. Now, Steve Stash has not been too lucky with the lottery. That's Steve Stash's plight or story. Anyways, speaking of Pulse Wave vibe, I'm going to go out on his J6 pre-party wrap. I absolutely love it. It was my favorite. I loved all the art from J6. Don't get me wrong. Even XT's face and beard that we're working on right now. We might have a second contest to see who can do the best meme and put the logos on his face. We might just do that and have a second award for that. But J7's going on right now, so put that in there. I absolutely love this. The videos that Pulsewave Vibe, aka Axiom Icon, put in Journey 5 and Journey 6. I hope to see some stuff from him in Journey 7. I hope to see some stuff from Wild SJ in 7. I hope to see some more stuff from Hex Glenn, from Elizabeth Mack, from Red Squirrel if he's got time. I know he's super busy, but I would love to see those things in there. And like Hex T Armstrong said, remember that you matter and that what you do matters and that you have more value than you could even wrap your head around, just based on the fact that you exist here at this time, at this moment, hearing me in this space, in this body, in this expression of the unified field, as Pulsewave says. It's just an expression of energy that we're here. And I love you guys. I'll try to keep streaming every day. We might have an F1 stream with Triplet Dad after the race where we go over some of that cool stuff. He says, thanks. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Cooking something up for J7. I can't wait. I can't wait. And go vote and like Crypto Cat's poem and entry for J7. That one's pretty awesome. Tracy G in the place to be. Hey Max, I hope all is well with you. It is well. It's been tough. Like I said, this bear market has been merciless and rough on a lot of us. I'm not going to say it's been easy. I'm just going to say that I know we're going to make it, and I'm a pretty tough, scrappy survivor. I've been through a lot worse than getting to the point where you don't want to sell any more crypto at these prices, especially Dark and Hex. So yeah, all is really well. My family's good. It's good. It's just good being home, with the fam. So I love you guys. Ciao. I'm going to go out on this one right here and go buy those fuel cells off of Pulse Market app. Go jump on those babies right there if you want. So here we go. This is going to be J6, the pre-party by none other than Axiom Icon, aka Pulsewave Vibe, right here.
Fuel cells ready. Dark levels critical. This ain't a game, it's the quantum jump. Don't sleep on this launch. The evil address is active. The missions are encrypted and the pink mist whale is served. Men fast, scan the chain and lock your coordinates. Because J6 ain't waiting, and neither is the jackpot.
I'm drifting through dark matter, no tether, fuel cell burns, full pressure. Close scholars, we can't measure. Close scholars, we can't measure. Anti-gravity, project dark matter. Journey against the evil address. Anti-gravity, project dark matter. Close scholars, we can't measure.
Fuel cells ready. God levels critical. This ain't a game, it's a quantum jump. Don't sleep on this launch. The evil address is active. The missions are encrypted and the pink mist whale is serving.
I'm drifting through dark matter, no tether, fuel cell burns, full pressure. Close scholars, we can't pleasure. Close scholars, we can't pleasure. Anti-gravity, project dark matter. Journey against the evil address. Anti-gravity, project dark matter. Close scholars, we can't pleasure. It's J6, you don't got enough dark, you don't got enough fuel cells to barely make a spark. Dark matter mission, stop the evil address, coordinate the strike, eliminate the access. Hack this, mainframe's clear, big bits swell, don't get caught in the court, hands there. Sight down to the very last digit, the lottery, who wins it, better scoop up your tickets. Quantum flash, one trip can hit, fuel cell warm and the countdown lit. Straight burn cell, it's your mission. Scan the frequency with close rate vision. Fuel cells ready. Dark levels critical. This ain't the game, it's the quantum jump. Don't sleep on this launch. The evil monoxide is active. The missions are encrypted, and the big mist whale is circling. Mid fast, standing chain, and locked grip coordinate. It's a J6 and queen, and neither is a jackpot.
Anti-gravity.